The date is December 4th, 1945. The time is 8:30 a.m. All those at Columbia University are mourning the loss of a beloved teacher, colleague, and friend, as breaking news comes out of California that Professor Thomas Hunt Morgan has passed away early this morning at age 78 after a long and fruitful career in the field of heredity. During his time at Columbia University, Professor Morgan established what is known as the Fly Room, where he did most of his research, breeding fruit flies and observing the patterns in which traits appeared from one generation to the next. It was in this laboratory that Morgan developed what is known as the chromosomal theory of inheritance, but more on that later. Morgan was born on September 25, 1866, to a family of army men. Thomas, however, did not follow suit. From a very young age, he was interested in the world around him, often collecting and examining specimens such as leaves, insects, and even small rodents. In 1886, he earned his bachelor's degree in zoology from Kentucky University and his PhD in 1890 from Johns Hopkins University. In 1901, he accepted a teaching position at Bryan Mayer College, where he taught until 1904, when Columbia University invited Morgan to come be their chair of experimental zoology. It was here that Morgan would make his most notable contribution to genetic research. Not long ago, an Austrian monk by the name of Gregor Mendel experimented with pea plants and discovered that traits are inherited with a 3-to-1 ratio. This means that in the F1, or first generation, the recessive trait does not appear, but in the second generation, or the F2 generation, for every 3 appearances of the dominant trait, there is only 1 appearance of the recessive trait. These findings, though very important, did not explain where these traits were found, or what they were made of. When Morgan arrived at Columbia University, he began to search for these answers himself, but where Mendel had used plants, Morgan wanted to use animals. At first, he experimented with mice and rats, but found they reproduced much too slowly. He then turned to the insect community for a suitable subject and discovered the Drosophila melanogaster, or fruit fly. The fruit fly is small, fertile all year long, and reproduces a new generation every 12 days. Even better, the males are easily distinguished from the females, and each fly only contains 4 chromosomes. Morgan's hope was that one generation would produce a fly that looked different from the rest, so he could find out what caused the change and where it came from. For almost 2 years, Morgan bred those flies, but failed to produce a fly that exhibited a mutation. Finally, in April of 1910, Morgan noticed that one male fly had red eyes where all others had white. He immediately bred this fly with a female, and the following generations showed the same patterns that Mendel's pea plants had. In the F1 generation, only red eyes appeared, but in the F2 generation, the white eyes appeared with a 3-to-1 ratio to red. This is, of course, old news. The real surprise came when Morgan realized that only males exhibited red eyes. This proved to Morgan that the trait was not only recessive, but also linked to sex. In the following years, 2 more mutations appeared that Morgan proved to be attributed to sex. He then did extensive research into the appearance of X and Y chromosomes and their similarities and differences. But what does it all mean? Well, after many hours of staring through a microscope, Morgan concluded 3 things. 1. Traits or genes must reside on chromosomes. 2. Each gene must reside on a particular chromosome. And 3. The trait for eye color must reside on a sex chromosome. These findings form the basis for Morgan's chromosomal theory of inheritance. At the heart of this theory is the idea that each chromosome contains a collection of genes which have specific locations. In short, Morgan's research answered a question Mendel's failed to: where traits came from. In the past few years, many more scientists have used this research to develop new theories, and many more are sure to come. Thomas Hunt Morgan has certainly opened the door to a whole new world of research into heredity, though hopefully he remembered to shut the door to the fly room. Morgan will definitely be missed by his friends, colleagues, and the entire scientific community, and remembered by history for his brilliant mind.